And like I said earlier, and Jen, you may not have heard me, but I am happy you're all here. If I start to cry, though, it's just my allergies. So no concern, please. All right, so the way that these webinars go are they're very laid back. Um, I am, really looking for a conversation. If you need to ask me a question, please feel free to unmute yourself and I'd be happy to answer those questions. Or you can actually just go ahead and, let me get back to where I need to be, put it in the chat on the Zoom and I'd be happy to answer that way as well. And happy almost Memorial Day. Like I said, I think a lot of people are on their vacation right now. Oh, I keep picking the wrong thing. Okay. So today we're going to talk about, last week we talked a little bit about Facebook ads and the best processes for Facebook ads. And today we're going to talk about the Facebook Pixel and the Business Manager. Now, I used to be a not fan of the Facebook Business Manager, but they've actually made it a lot easier to use, and they have actually made it mandatory if you're going to have a Facebook ad account that you have custom audiences in. So it behooves all of us to embrace it. And honestly, I've become a fan of it because it makes life a lot easier, especially when you have multiple ad accounts that you are responsible for, like myself. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and just see what we're going to talk about today. And what we are going to talk about is the Facebook Business Manager, but then also how to create a Facebook Business Manager. And then we're going to talk about the Pixel, what a Pixel is and why you should care about the Facebook Pixel, how to create that Pixel, and then taking it a step further, how to create an event in that Pixel using that Pixel. So for those of you, I think you may all know, but for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Amanda Herr, and I own a company called Digital Desk. Digital Desk is a virtual assistant agency, so we actually work for you. So if you have anything that needs to be done, like a lead page, Facebook ads, a website, any social media, things of that nature in a digital marketing realm, you can call me and I can take care of it for you. So I always say you can do what you do best and I'll take care of the rest. I am a social media expert, a website development. I do website development in Kajabi and WordPress and Squarespace and Wix and all of the things in between. I do work with lead generation. I speak across the US on various digital marketing aspects, and I have 27 years of experience, with 17 of those years being spent at CNN, with a giant part of that being their vice president of advertising sales for the Midwest. I also teach at Macomb Community College digital marketing, and our classes will start back up in the fall, where you can get a certificate in digital marketing and some college credits towards your degree as well. So stay tuned for dates. Okay, so the Facebook Business Manager. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over some information in this presentation, and then I'm going to take you into the Business Manager because it's easier for me to just show you what you'll be looking at. So the Facebook Business Manager, there are some advantages and there's only really one disadvantage to the Facebook Business Manager. The advantage is that you can keep all your businesses safe by managing permissions. So right within this Business Manager, you can actually have all of your pages, your ad accounts, your pixels, your Instagram account, all of it could be within the manager, and you can pick and choose who you want to work on that kind of stuff. So let's say you had somebody that was helping you and they left the company. Then you can actually remove their access automatically. Or if you had an agency that was working on your business and you decided to let them go, you can take their access away very easily without having to go through many different steps. And you can also make sure that nobody else owns your stuff. So a lot of times I've heard from my students that, Joe used to work for my company. He had everything, he had all the passwords, now he's gone. With a Facebook Business Manager, you don't have to worry about that because you can actually just take Joe off and you'll add yourself back on. It separates your business and your personal life. Some people really hate the fact that Facebook makes you have a personal Facebook and it's connected to your ad account. First of all, I want to mention that anybody that's connected to your business page can't see your personal stuff, and your personal people can't see your business stuff. However, this really puts that line across it, because if it's in a business manager, people can just add you in as someone that uses that page, and it's not necessarily going to be connected to you in any way. And you can collaborate with third parties, like I said, agencies and employees, and you can create custom audiences, which is the key. So we'll talk about what a custom audience is, but we also want to I just want to mention, like, before, you could do a lot like creating custom audiences without a business manager, but now you have to have a business manager in order to do that. And I'll show you what that is in a second. You can run ads and create a lot of different types of ads, and you can also have, like, if you have an account, like let's say Digital Desk has 5 clients, I can keep all of my clients in buckets, so I can have their pixel, their ad account, their Instagram account, all of it in a bucket, and then I can have a separate bucket for another client, and it will all be in one area. So that's another way to actually organize your business. The disadvantage is that it's another thing that you have to learn. But once you learn it, it's pretty simple, and it's not, you know, again, if I can do it, you could do it. So how do you actually create a business manager? Well, it's really simple. You go to business.facebook.com and you follow the prompts, and you basically, it'll create your business manager for you. But then when it's created, it's going to be empty. And so I'm going to show you in a minute how to add things in. But you're going to want to, you can add Facebook pages in. You're going to want your ad accounts definitely to be in there. And then, like I said, you can create asset groups. You can add your Instagram accounts, and you can even do apps in Business Manager. So with that, I'm going to hop on over to, I gotta move you guys around. I'm gonna hop on over to Facebook Business Manager. Can you guys see this? Nod your head if you can. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Megan. So here is the Business Manager. And just give me 1 second, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mother Nature. Oh, you're hiding the background, Jen. You're funny. Okay, so in the Business Manager, you'll see here, we're on the left, it says Ads Manager, Audiences, Ads Reporting, Ad Accounts, Settings, Business Settings, and Event Manager. So here's a tip. Once you're done setting it up, if you ever want to get back into Business Manager, all you need to do is type business.facebook.com, and if you're logged into Facebook, you'll get there. Or if you're in your Ads Manager, this is Ads Manager, like creating ads, you just go up to the little square and you would hit Business Settings, okay? And you'd be in your Business Manager. So that's a little tip of how easy this is to get to once it's set up. So I'm going to want to go to Business Settings when I first get in. This is where it's going to drop me. It's going to drop me into this kind of amorphous area, which probably it won't have anything because you're just creating it. You're going to want to first go to Business Info, which is down on the left-hand side, and you're going to fill in all of this information, okay? So when you fill in this information, you can put your logo, you can put a primary page. I don't even think you need a primary page anymore. But if you're going to edit your business details and get verified, you're going to need to have like your LLC documentation or any of that. So you can do it without doing any of this and not be verified. But if you want to get verified and look like a real business and have Facebook be like, oh, this is a real company, then you're going to need to, as you can see, I'm verified. Down here though, here's what you need to remember. Big tip. If you don't have this turn to yes, and this down here turn to yes, where is it? It says pages and notifications. It says allow people in your business to create posts, boost posts, and see business notifications. You want to turn that to yes, okay? And then down here where it says pages and notifications, you again want to turn that to yes. because what's going to happen is, and it's defaulted now to yes, before it was no, but what's going to happen if you don't is you will not be able to post on your page on Facebook without going back to your business manager. So make sure those two things are on. Then you can come up here and you can add the people that work with you just by hitting add and inviting them, okay, and giving them whatever specific access. The partners that you deal with, excuse me. Again, pages, I don't have all my pages. I actually just put the pages of my clients. I don't necessarily have all of my pages in here. You can if you want, but you don't need to. I do, however, have all of my ad accounts. And here's why. Because in all of my ad accounts, I need it owned by a business manager in order for me to do custom audiences. And custom audiences are where you can actually create audiences of people who have visited your website, audiences of people who have taken a certain type of action. It's where you can actually retarget people. So you want to make sure that all of your ad accounts are in here, even if you don't have your pages in here. This is the business asset group, which is where I said you could have buckets of all your information in one. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I just want to point out you can add your Instagram accounts and so forth. We're going to get into data resources or data sources in a second. But so just to give you a little idea, let's say I wanted somebody to work on this Pelican watch, which is a friend of mine's ad account. I would then come over here and add people, go to the people who have access that I have in my business manager. And let's say I wanted my assistant East to work on this. I would click on East, and then I would give East some sort of, she can either manage the account, view its performance, or she can be an admin on the account. And then I would hit sign, and then it would be done. Now, if East decided she didn't want to work with me anymore, which, come on, how could you not know? But then I could just come in here, if she was in here, and then see where this little trash can is, I would just hit that. So vice versa, if your client has a business manager, which they should for their own account, you don't necessarily always want to put your clients in your account, and you want to get access to their account, you would just click add, and you're going to request access to an ad account, and then you put their ad account number here. They go in and they accept it, and now you have access to their ad account in your business manager, but it's owned by their business manager. So if you guys ever part ways, they could just go into their business manager and remove you. Or if you are the client, it goes the opposite way, right? And then you could remove that person or that company, all right? But it's going to add you as the company that you have your business account or your business manager in. So then you would then just add the people that work for you. Once you get access, you would go ahead and add the people. You would not, however, want to add an ad account, unless you were actually taking ownership of someone's ad account. Because if you do that, then you're going to own it. They won't own their ad account anymore, and you can't get it out of your business manager. So don't do that. And if you create a new ad account, that's brand spanking new. So you're going to, depends on what you're doing. Okay, if you're taking ownership, if you're requesting access, or you're creating something completely new. Does that make sense? So back to my handy dandy presentation. Okay, so that's just a quick overview of the business manager. And the reason why I want to give you a quick overview is because today we're focusing on how to create one, and then how to go in and actually modify it for yourself. I also have a real quick tutorial that you can do that's specific to just Business Manager. If you're interested in that, you can just email me or message me and I'll get you the information. But it does walk you through all the little nit stuff. We don't have that much time today though. So we're going to move on to the pixel. So the reason why it's important to have a pixel. Okay, a Facebook pixel, what is it, right? Come back to me. There it is, there we go. The pixel. The pixel is basically, it's a little piece of code. It's also called a tag. So if you ever have someone say a tag, that they mean a pixel. And if you look at your computer, there's like little dots on your screen that make up your screen. Okay, those are called pixels. And that's basically the size of that little piece of code we're going to add. Okay, that's what it ends up being on whatever you're using your pixel for. And you put this little pixel when you create it, and we'll get there in a second, but you put that little pixel on the header of every page of your website or your lead page or whatever you might want to track. Okay, just like when you do Google Analytics, but you're going to put it in the header. And you're like, well, what the heck is the header? Don't worry, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So the advantages to a Facebook pixel are you can track the number of conversions, meaning that you can track how many people have purchased. You can track how many people clicked a button. You can track how many people went into your cart. You can track how many people went into your cart and didn't buy anything. You can track how many people went to a specific web page. You can retarget people who went to a certain web page. So let's say somebody came to my Business Manager webinar page, right? And they didn't register. I can retarget those people now because I know they went there, but they didn't click a button. I can hit them with an ad. I can do multiple different things, but I can track those things. More importantly than that, I can actually tell Facebook that I want people to take a specific action on when they're seeing my ad. So Facebook doesn't just optimize my ads anymore to deliver them. Facebook, being a computer, now optimizes my ads for whatever I want someone to do. So if I want someone to buy something, I have it optimized to get people to go to my thank you page that they get after they purchased. So then Facebook goes, oh, in order to get someone to get to this page, then I'm going to need to get them to actually purchase this. So it optimizes to get to that page. Or I could just to optimize for people who click the complete purchase button. That's the power of it. So now I'm not just paying for like basically serves of my ad. Now I'm actually paying, hopefully, for people to buy my stuff. It's a lot lower cost for me to get someone to actually take that action because I'm optimizing it correctly with my pixel. Revenue reporting, again, it's going to tell me how much I made off of my ad because now it can tell me how many people purchased because they saw the ad, whether they actually purchased right when they saw the ad or if they purchased on, you know, a day later, 2 days later, whatever I decide to set it at. And so I can see how much revenue I got from the amount that I've spent. So if I spend $100 and I make $500, that's awesome. If I spend $100 and I make $10, then I know it wasn't that great of a campaign. I can analyze my sales funnel, meaning a funnel is just, you know, hey guys, this is who I am. Hey, take this next step. Next step, it's like a retargeting thing. They see you, you give them another ad, and then they take some sort of an action. Where are they falling out of bed? I can find out, like, where is it that they're, maybe I got them to my website, but then when they got to that page on the website, whatever's on that page didn't get them to actually purchase. Or maybe they got into the cart, but then they didn't purchase. So like, why? Maybe it's my shipping. Maybe my shipping's not the right thing. And maybe they don't like the shipping options that I gave them. So I need to double back. I can also then say, okay, well, they got into my cart and they didn't purchase. So now I can actually shoot them an ad of that product that they were going to buy. Just to remind them, don't forget, you were going to buy this product. Building a website custom audience, I told you that. You can build them depending on what page you're on. Creating audiences of people that have taken that desired action. So the people that purchased, maybe you buy my Business Manager webinar or my class, but you know what? I've got like an even bigger class that's all Facebook ads. It's the ultimate guide to Facebook advertising. So the people that bought the Business Manager one obviously are interested in Facebook ads. So then I can retarget them with the bigger item that I'm going to sell. And then I can create lookalike audiences. So people who look like the people who like my Facebook page, or people who look like the people who like my website, or people who have, who look like the people who are, excuse me, people who look like the people who have actually purchased my product. Now that's a really hot one, because if they look like someone who's already purchased, then obviously they're going to be a hotter or a warmer audience for you than just someone who's never heard of you before. And you can optimize your conversions so you can make sure that you're doing things correctly so that you're spending maybe, $500 and it's going to make you $1,500. And also, which I have not done, but dynamic product ads. So you know how like when you go to Amazon and you look at a pair of shoes and then you come back to Facebook and then you get an ad for that same pair of shoes and you're like, how the heck did that happen? It's because, and then Amazon's like a whole nother stratosphere, but even us as the little smaller advertiser, we can do that as well. We can do a form of it, I should say, with dynamic ads, meaning that we can swap out, Facebook will swap out, because they have that pixel, they'll swap out what they think that the user is actually going to be more interested in rather than maybe something that they wouldn't be interested in. And they can do that because they know what that user has done because you have your pixel. So that's a lot, right? And basically, the pixel is extremely important if you want to use your Facebook ads effectively. A lot of times people think that Facebook ads don't work, and it's generally because they're not using them in the most effective manner because they don't have the opportunity to use a pixel, or they don't understand the pixel, or they're afraid to use a pixel because it seems like it's another language. And I totally get that because I was one of those people as well. So this is to make it easier for you. So how do you create a pixel? You can create this pixel very simply. It takes maybe a minute. You can do it either in your business manager, or you can do it basically outside the business manager from the event manager area. So I'm going to show you where both of these things are. And the reason why I'm going to show you to do it in the business manager most often is because if you have your pixels in your business manager, then you can actually share that type of information. So if I had a pixel on, let's say, something for my website, and then I had a pixel on, I don't know, something else, and I was tracking, right? I can share that information in my business manager because both of my accounts would be in there. So maybe I have an account for her company, an account for Digital Desk, but those are still both my audiences. I can actually share that information from pixel to pixel because they're in the same business manager. Anyway, here is where you would find how to do it on Facebook. So I am in business manager or ads manager. I'm just going to go, this is what you guys would normally see. You're normally going to see something like this when you get into ads manager. Up here, this little area here, this is kind of your treasure trove. You click on that and you're going to see ads manager, business settings, which is getting to your business manager, events manager, your billing area, your audiences that you've set up. That's where your custom audiences are. And then your catalog manager, which that's a conversation for another time. That's if you're going to set up a shop and use that dynamic ads, then you would need this catalog manager. You can also use this for Instagram, by the way, to shop. But anyway, so back over here. So I'm going to go to events manager. And so events manager is going to take me to this area where I can do data sources, custom conversions, or partner integrations. Data sources is what we want for Pixel. So if I say in here, I need to, over here, if I say under data sources that I want to, I can't see, that I want to add a new data source, then I can pick Facebook Pixel. So when I do that, this is what comes up, okay? Now, if I'm in Business Manager, so let's say, so I'm not going to go any further there because it's actually the same thing. But if I wanted to go to Business Manager and do it, I could hit Business Settings, or I can come up over here, see this? I can toggle in between. I have a lot of business managers, but I can toggle in between myself or my business manager. So I can click on my business manager here and it's going to take me to my business manager. So here's my Digital Desk pixels, okay? These are all my data sources for my Digital Desk pixels. Let's look at social field medias. Well, actually, I'm going to show you here. So add a data source, Facebook pixel. You can name it whatever you want. Test again. Whoop, where did we go? Here we go. Test again. And then you can put your website here if you want, but you don't have to. But if you do, don't just type it in. You want to go to your website. And then you're going to want to copy from the toolbar or from the nav bar. And the reason for this is it lessens the opportunity for you to get something wrong. You know what I mean? And then your edit, paste, and then hit continue. Now, you might have you can have like X amount of pixels. Like I have the opportunity to have a lot of pixels because I've been teaching and doing this for a long time. You may be told you can only have like 3 pixels or something, but generally you're probably only going to need 1. So now there's 3 different ways you can get this pixel on your page, on your website, okay? And they're pretty easy. There's one that's really easy. You give it to somebody else to do. That one's the easiest. And that's this right here, email instructions to a developer. You would just click this and email the person that handles your website. And you can go in and they would go in and do it for you. Or you can manually add, or you can add using a partner integration. So I'm going to click add using a partner integration to show you what it looks like. Okay, so these are all the partners that it has. So if you have like a Shopify site or a Kajabi site like myself, or a WordPress site, all you would need to do is click one of these and then follow its instructions. So you would just pick advanced matching for WordPress. I just did this for a client the other day. And then you just follow along and it'll tell you exactly what to do. It could not be easier. And then it's there. Sometimes even easier, you'll go into a website or like, let's say Squarespace. Squarespace actually will just ask you for the number of your pixel and then you just type it in. And if you're looking for the number of your pixel, it's right there. And they even copy it to your clipboard. Okay. Squarespace asks you for the number. Wix will ask you for the number. Leadpages.net will ask you for the number. All kinds of ones. But if you have to actually input it, then this is a good way to do it. Now, the other thing is if you wanted to manually add it, then you yourself would go to the header of your website. And the header is in the background in the programming language. And you would copy this code and put it there. Okay. But I'm going to guarantee you probably aren't going to have to do that because everything that you do, it's either going to ask you just for the number of your pixel or it's going to be a partner of Facebook and you're just going to follow along with the prompts. Okay. This is just, and if you're ever looking like, if they're like, well, what's the number? Where do you find the number of your Facebook pixel in the code? It's right here, right where it says ID. Okay. So that's just a little side note in case you need it. Okay. So those are the 3 ways that you can put your pixel on. Is everybody still with me? Okay, good. I got a lot of head nods. Good, good. All right, so back to here. So now you've got it on, and this is basically what I just told you. Now it's going to automatically track things for you. So there are 9 things that your Facebook pixel tracks that are automatic. So once it's on, they're tracked. So let me show you mine. So here you'll see, can you see? I hope you can, I think you can. Okay, so here you see how it's tracking page views already. It just automatically, it starts to track page views. It'll track leads for you. It'll track people who've initiated a checkout. It'll track people who have done a purchase, right? And there are a few other things like event and all that. So, but they will track 9 specific things for you. The key is though, is that sometimes you need to track something that's a little bit different. So you need to set it up a little bit different. But I'm going to show you. So I clicked on the purchase and it says event code and then automatic. So like it says tracking type. What I don't care about the tracking type. I want to look at the URL. So I'm just switching this over and I see that. Thank you for registering. Okay. And then here, these are checkouts. So people that have checked out. Now, I have this set and it's automatically set so that when people click a complete purchase on anywhere on my site, that it is tracked as a purchase. How I did that was this. And this is how you can track a specific event. Okay. You go over here, okay, back here. Okay, I keep having to move my screen around. And it says, set up a new event. Okay, set up a new event. And it's going to say, do you want to use their Facebook event tool setup? And you want to answer yes. It's going to say, great. What's the website that we're putting this on? So I'd already copied my website. Okay. No, oops, that was my pixel code. All right, I'm going to copy my website again. I'm sorry, you guys. This allergy season's killing me. Okay, and back over. So I'm going to put my website in. And then I'm going to, we haven't received any events for this pic. Oh, it's on my test again, Pixel. I don't want to do that. Hang on. Goodness me. Okay, overview. Boo, boo, boo. There we go. No, it's still looking at my test again. Shoot. I don't want to use my test again. All right. I'm going to do this on somebody else's account. Hang on, because it's still thinking I'm trying to do it with my test again, Pixel. Cancel. And let's switch this to her company. We'll do it on the manuals. Okay, so here we go. Test. So I'm going to set up an event. Oh, for crying out loud. I have too many tabs open. Okay, so set up an event. Here we go. Here's the event setup. What is this doing? Still thinks I'm in the wrong pixel. Anyway, this thing's going to cause me an issue because I set up some weird pixel. Okay, let's try this one more time. And then if not, I'm just going to tell you what it's going to do. Oh, Lordy. So I'm going into Ads Manager, Event Manager. Okay, data sources. Let's do it for Amanda. And go back here. Okay, well now you guys are seeing how to get to all these things, so that's a good thing. Okay. All right. Set up new events. All right, here we go. Edit, paste, open website. Okay, so now you'll see this pop up and it's gonna be the event. Okay, so it's gonna say, all right, well, what do you wanna set up? And I'm gonna say, well, I don't wanna necessarily track this URL because it's already being tracked just automatically. But I wanna set something up where it starts to track this schedule your free consultation button. All right, that's not been set up. So I wanna track this new button. See how it's, I'm picking the schedule your free consultation, and it says select event. It's going to be add cart, initiate checkout, lead or purchase, add payment. These are all the things that it's going to track. Like I'm going to call it something. I'm calling this a lead because anybody that clicks this, I'm considering a lead because they're going to actually schedule their 20-minute free consultation with me. So I'm saying it says the lead event has already been set up in your website code. Setting up the event twice can inflate results. So maybe it's already been set up, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit I understand. And that what it's going to do basically is, so I'm going to show you when you go back. Remember I was showing you those URLs. When someone clicks this, it's going to be looked at as a lead. And I'm also going to be able to see by URL which one was clicked. And then down here, take this quiz. I would like to have that done as well. Oh, whoops. So I want to track another button, take this quiz, okay? And I'm going to call that one, let's see. We can, let's say, this one, confirm, because they don't have a quiz one. And then I'm going to say finish up. So see how here there's like these green things. It's telling me it's already has a pixel on it. So like when I come back and I think I can't remember that I already did this, it'll say that you already did this. Okay, so I'm going to hit finish. So then when I'm back over here, it says test your event. So it's going to give me the opportunity to test my event. So I'm going to go ahead, hit open website, and I'm going to click on schedule your free consultation. Okay, so over here, now on my pixel, it'll go green in a bit because it'll show that it actually worked because I clicked on that button. And then I would go back and I would do that again for that other button. Now, why is it important to test? Well, if you're trying to do an ad and you're trying to say, I want leads, and you want you want specifically people to click that button, then you have to have it go from red to green. And it's gonna, the little button or the little, this right here will be red if there's been no activity. And you need it to go green in order to do an ad with this pixel tag, this event tag. Okay, so you need it to go from red to green. That's why that's important. But I can also show you that now in the future, if I want to see how many people have actually gone and done that, I can go click on that lead again, look at tracking type, and go to URLs and see, this will show me how many people have done SEO webinar registration, or it'll have like it'll actually show me the URL for that button. Okay, it'll show me that button. So I'll know which one they came from. And I'll see which is more popular. MailChimp was popular, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So there's 1.5 million different ways that you could set this thing up, but that's just your basics of how to actually set it up. And really quick, last thing I'm going to show you is, because this is just going to bring it home for you. In the Ads Manager, why these things are so cool is because I can create an ad And I can choose, like I'm just gonna click on stuff just to get over to where I need to go. First of all, you need to make sure you're on the right ad account or else it won't work. Okay, so now I'm in social field media, which is now Digital Desk. Okay, so I'm gonna hit, just go continue. I don't even know what that was. And then up here, where I can actually, let's see, choose, oh, you know what? I wanted to do conversions. I take it back, sorry. You're gonna need to pick conversions now, not traffic. Remember how I said you can track conversions? How many people purchased, how much you've made off of it. It's conversions. Click that. And you're going to be able to actually come here and then choose your pixel. Okay, let's copy on this. So then you would choose, this is such a pain, it keeps switching me to Pelican Watch. Pelican Watch does not want an ad. Continue, whatever. All right, so here I would be able to choose my pixel. Oh, for crying out loud. And then here I'd also be able to choose my dynamic creative. So this is where it's going to keep swapping out. All right, and it changed me back to a traffic objective. Here we go. So conversions, and I could use landing page views or anything else that I've actually set up. I would be able to choose the pixel and the event, the lead event. Okay, so now it's going to start tracking from my Facebook, and it's going to tell Facebook, I don't want just impressions. Don't just serve my ad. I want you to get it to the point where people actually purchase or give me lead information. So then the computer that Facebook is then says, okay, I need to do this rather than this. And it's going to make you spend less money because it's actually going to optimize for, in this case, getting me leads. Okay, does that make sense? It's a lot of information. There's a lot of pieces and parts. But Business Manager is important. Then Pixel is also important. And you will get this recording, so you will see how to create and what it all is. And then you're going to need to play. This is not something that you're going to just pick up in a half an hour. This is something that you need to go and try, and you try it on your own ad account, and it can't hurt because you're not necessarily really running anything, but you need to actually go in and play with it and have it work for you. So you can go in and tag different things on your website, and you can go in and you can tag or put the pixel on and actually have different conversions set up in this manner, different events, I should say, set up so that you can go and play around in Ads Manager. Like I said, I have a Business Manager, really quick, small ad or quick, small tutorial that you can purchase. I think it's $29. Or I've got the Big Daddy Ultimate Facebook Ads. That's $125, I think. Those are all available on my website. I'm always available for questions. But this is just something that everyone needs to know and everyone needs to understand in order for you to spend less money on Facebook ads than you are right now. Because the worst thing you can do is keep spending money on a cold audience. If someone's never heard of you before and you have to keep telling, new people about you, it's really not going to work well for you. You want to make sure that you're focusing on getting to someone and getting to them multiple times. So, maybe, like I said last week, a smaller geographic area, a tighter targeting, and then using your pixel in order to get them to take the actions that you want them to take. So next week, I believe is, let's see, Facebook ad types and custom audiences. So remember how I was talking about custom audiences and I said you could do different audiences as far as like who's visited specific page, was in your cart, etc. We're going to talk about all that next week in depth. And then we're also going to talk about what type of ad you should be actually setting up when you go to do an ad. Are you looking to do brand awareness? Are you looking to do conversions like I talked about today? Or are you looking to do traffic to get people to your website? We're going to talk about all the different types. And if you haven't actually visited my website, you can go to hiredigitaldesk.com. If you haven't followed me on social, please do so. And also, if you wouldn't mind giving me a review on Facebook and or Google, I would be forever in your debt, because that actually helps you with search engine optimization. And that's really important for all businesses, including my own. So does anyone have any questions or anything that you would like me to answer or discuss before we go today? Have a great Memorial Day weekend, you guys. I really appreciate you guys taking your time. Hi, Michael, to be here today. And I really enjoy doing these. So just let me know if they're helpful for you, because I want to make sure that I'm giving support where it's needed. Bye, guys. Thank you.